Hello, everybody. Spider here, the Fight Card Podcast, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas. I have Mateo Gonzalez with me. My man, how are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. I feel good. I feel ready. I'm ready to fight already.
No, I'm glad you said that because they need a last minute for tonight, bro. You in or what, bro?
Man, whoever, I'm ready.
No, bro. But I mean, I did. Of course, I brought you in here for a few reasons, man. And one of them being that you do have a fight coming up for LFA, which is going to be for the number 144.
Yes, sir.
But before we get into that, bro, I ran into you over the weekend, man. We were in San Angelo for another fight. You had a teammate out there, and I mean, fighting at 135, man. And I brought this up earlier. I mean, I saw you, and I was like, man, that can't be him, man, because you're a tall dude, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
You
man.
know,
I'm
so
walking around at 5'11", close to 6 foot, man. It's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, I'm pretty tall, pretty big for my weight class.
no, you see, and I mean, I saw you out there, and I was like, man, I know I saw Luis Luna. I saw a couple of faces, and
Yeah,
things were chaotic, man. So I wasn't like able to pull people away to kind of, I wanted to do the interview out there, but of course, you had a teammate that night. And I gotta ask you, bro, when you corner your teammates, man, or you see them fighting, do you get more nervous watching them or when you're fighting yourself?
man. I get more nervous watching my teammates fight, man, because I grind every single day with them dudes, man. Like they're like family to me. And, whenever you see family go out there and fight, man, you wish it could be yourself out there fighting, man, because you don't want to see your family member or your friend, get punched in the face. So you just want to you gotta pull back all those emotions, man, and be like, dang it, it's their time to shine. You can't get mad at the other dude. You kind of just have to just lay back, chill out, and kind of just relax because you don't want to freak them out because they're getting ready to go into battle. So you kind of just have to be that calm, chilling factor for them, man. You got to make them feel at peace before they go into war.
No, you see, and I brought that up earlier also, man. I went out there with Braxton Smith, man, and we kind of talked before we headed out there, and I said, "Hey, man, what's your thing? I mean, do you kind of unwind? Do you watch TV?" I said, "Because I don't want to bother you." And then, like the whole time we went up there, like you said, I had to be at peace. I wasn't. I was like, man, I was nervous and I was like kind of anxious because I said, "Damn, dude, like." I felt like I was fighting, bro. But yeah, you gotta kind of be calm and collect because if not, you're gonna make them nervous, right?
Yeah, man. One thing we were doing backstage, Lee Fragoso, he's one of my teammates. He's like a little brother to me, man. Like I've seen him whenever I first started training, and just seeing his growth over these last couple of years. I can tell that he was a little bit nervous backstage, but once we started warming up, he turned back into good old Lee. We are making fun of him, cracking jokes with him, and he was having a ball back there.
No, you see, and that's one of the things, man. Like, I mean, being on the media side, I mean, I love going to these events, bro, because it's like a reunion. I get to meet people I haven't seen in a while, and even people from here in San Antonio. I see them more at the fights than I do here in town, bro. So it's like every time I go out there, I enjoy it. It was a fun night. I mean, of course, your teammate did get that win. I mean, he got a quick submission victory, bro, and I mean, he
Yeah.
slapped it under, man. Was that something that you guys were working on?
Man, that was part of the game plan. Pretty much all through fight camp, man. We knew Gavin was going to be a really tough, solid kickboxer, but man, we can do it all, man. We can strike with the best, we can grapple with the best, and we knew Lee's grappling was going to be a key factor in this fight, and that's exactly what he did, man. He took Gavin down and locked up that rear naked choke in the first round,
No,
and.
not for
Lee's so damn strong, man. Once he locks to that rear naked choke, I don't care who you are, man.
sure.
The man is strong.
And I mean, you're either gonna tap out or go to sleep, right?
Yeah, get your freaking jaw broken or man, strong. That dude's just freakishly strong. He doesn't look like it, but he is.
No. I mean, I saw it. I was right next to you guys, case side, man. And of course, I mean, it was quick and it ended quick. But I mean, he did get the victory that night, so congratulations to him. And my
Yeah,
man, I mean, not to overlook that, man. But I mean, yourself, you have a three fight win streak. You're going into this LFA promotion, man, which is an upper promotion. I mean, all of them are good, man. And I mean, of course, everybody holds their own. For LFA, I mean, for me, that's pretty much I think it was the first promotion on the UFC Fight Pass, and of course, people know the history, man. I mean, Mick Maynard, from Lone Star Beatdown back in the day to LFC, and then of course, now in the UFC being doing the matchmaking. But man, fighting for this promotion, what does that mean for you, bro?
man. It really means a lot, man, because this LFA is where some of the best fighters that you see in the UFC came from, and for me to be a part of LFA, this is my second fight with them. It really means a lot, man. It's just it just goes to show that LFA, they see something in me, and I have to go out there next Friday and just prove them right and prove myself right as well. I plan on being in the UFC, man, and this is just a stepping stone in order for me to get there. So I have to go out there and just take my opponent out, man. No matter who he is, he can be the baddest man on the planet. And I feel as though I'm the baddest man on the planet, so I got to go out there and take him out.
No, for sure. And one of the things you brought up earlier, man, was that you guys train in everything. All your three pro fights, man, have ended in TKO, submission, and the referee stoppage. So that goes to show that no matter where it goes, I mean, you're ready to finish it, right?
And I'm a finisher, man. Like every single win that I've had, even in my amateur my amateur career, came by finish. I don't like to go to the judges' scorecards, man. I don't like people to have control over my fate. So I have to go out there and just put everything out on the line and just make sure I get my hand raised, whether I knock someone out or submit them. So I just got to be ready for those two. I never want to go to a decision. I just want to be known as an exciting fighter and a finisher.
No, for sure, man. And like you said too, man, I mean, because if you leave it up to the judges, man, a lot of times you don't know what fight they're watching, what angle, what they're seeing, what they're not seeing. So it gets tricky because, I mean, we've been in fights, I'm sure yourself, where you see it and you're like, man, that guy didn't win or this girl didn't win. I mean, but yeah, you want to be able to finish it. That way there's no doubt.
Yeah, man, you gotta put that in your mind, especially when you go down to enemy territory, man. You gotta, go out there and take it to the guy that you're fighting. You can't let the judges, decide your fate. So you got to just be ready to, knock someone out or take them down and submit them.
No, and of course, man. And I mean, being in Texas, man, I mean, you are going to be fighting in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Is it cold out there right now? Do you know? Are you going to take a hoodie? What are you taking up there, bro?
Man, I'm expecting it to be pretty cold, man. From what I've seen, I think it's in the 50s or 60s right now. So I'm gonna pack a few jackets with me, man, and dress for the weather. I don't want to, show up there in summer clothes, man, and have it being freezing cold.
No. Are you still going to be cutting weight once you get there, or are you going to be ready to go?
I should be ready to go, man. I'm cutting on my weight ahead of time because we're flying out there Wednesday. So I think we're gonna be pretty much be on a plane all day. I think we're gonna get to Sioux Falls at like 11 p.m. or something like that. So I'm gonna have all my weight cut already. So I'm not having to stress about cutting all that weight all night. So I'm ready. I'm on weight right now. Like I just got to just coast until Wednesday, and actually Tuesday night I should have everything done and finished.
No, and of course, man, I mean, as far as your training, I mean, of course, you train in mixed martial arts. I mean, boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, submission grappling, all that stuff. Is there something that you do that's unorthodox that you add into your style, like when you're out there training?
Man, one thing over these last couple of years that I've added is man, it's just a whole lot of wrestling and jiu-jitsu because when I first started out, I was primarily just a boxer / kickboxer, and over these last couple of years, man. So whenever I was coming up in school, like I come from a 4A school, Levelland, Texas. We didn't have any wrestling or anything like that. Like the closest place that we had was Lubbock, and I never wanted to transfer schools. And I was mainly just a cross country runner. But when I linked up with John Moore, he kind of turned me not knowing any wrestling. Now I'm fairly familiar with it, and then jiu-jitsu too. Like I love jiu-jitsu now. It's like that's like the main art that I enjoy doing the most now is jiu-jitsu and wrestling. I can care less about kickboxing, boxing. Like it's always gonna be in my back pocket. But wrestling and jiu-jitsu aspect is what I love most.
No, yeah, and you see, and that's one of the things I've noticed, even from fighters like, say, Brazilian jiu-jitsu stylists, man, that they go out there striking, kind of like Charles Oliveira. He's comfortable standing up, and he knows that he goes to the ground, he's got it, right? I mean, he's a wizard in the ground. Is that kind of the same thing with you? I mean, if it goes down, you ready to do a submission or a reversal?
Yeah, man. So like back then, if someone was to take me down, I'd probably freak out, man, and just I wouldn't know what to do. But now if someone takes me down, I'm like, all right, man, I've been put in this position many of times during training. Now it's time for me to just put everything together like a puzzle piece, or like think about it like a human, like a human chess match. I just have to if someone moves a certain way, I can always reverse them, or if I see an opening, I can take someone's back, flip them over. There's endless possibilities whenever someone takes you down. That's like that's the beautiful part about jujitsu. There's never ending possibilities to what you can do on the ground.
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, you never stop learning, man. I mean, everybody knows that. There's always something, a new transition, a new setup. I mean, it's endless, bro, for sure. Let me ask you, bro, when you first started getting into martial arts, was it immediately, was it combat sports related? Like, did you jump into boxing, or what was the first art?
Man, the first art that I learned was it was boxing, and what got me into that, man. I was a little troublemaker growing up, and I used to think I can, beat everyone up just because, growing up, my older brothers, they were really good street fighters, and everyone in my town knew who my brothers were, and like people from different towns knew who my brothers were because they used to go down and beat people up. So like I was never really a part of that, man. I was kind of just in their shadows, and I'd always just tell people, yeah, I can fight. I'm Renee and Jesse's little brother. Well, man, when the time finally came, man, it was my 6th grade year going into my 7th grade year. Man, I went to our city pool, and one of my friends, man, he was beefing with some other kid, and me being who I am, I like standing up for people, and stood up for one of my friends that I thought was my, he's still all right friend, I guess, but my friend ended up getting called out, and I was like, nah, man, you ain't gotta fight. I'm gonna fight this kid for you. The kid was a little bit older, and I ended up getting beat up, man, like pretty bad. And the very first day of summer, dog, and after that, my brother found me, and he was like, man, I can't have you out here getting beat up, man. He's like, you're out here ruining our name. He's like, tomorrow morning, it was first week of summer. He's like, tomorrow morning, you're gonna work out with me all summer, dog. He's like, I'm gonna teach you how to box. You're gonna go run with me every single day. You're gonna lift weights with me. And I was like, all right, man, I ain't got nothing else to do. Mom wouldn't let me go out, man. My face was all busted up. So that whole summer, man, I learned how to box with my older brother Jesse. And of course, man, my brother was really hard on me. Every time I do something wrong, he'd always beat me up for it. Like if I do a jab, a lazy jab, and put my hand down, he'd always come over the top and pop me in my head. But even whenever we weren't training together, I grew a love for it. So I ended up training by myself. Whenever he would be at work, I'd be in the garage, man, just crafting my skills. And I did that. I still do that to this day, man. Even whenever he's not there, I'm like, all right, man. Like on the weekend or something, I'll be in Loveland at my mom's house, and I'll just go back into the garage where everything started at, man. And there's just an atmosphere in there. Like you go in there and it's so nostalgic, and you just go in there and just start shadow boxing. Hit the bag, hit the speed bag, jump some rope. It just brings back a lot of good memories, man. I still do that to this day. And yeah, man, shout out to my brother. He used to fight with me too back in the day, or a few years ago.
No, and how do they feel about what you're doing now, man, as far as your family?
Man, so my dad secretly loves it, man. My dad's not really he's not really one to express his feelings, but I know deep down he whenever he's at work, man, he brags to all of his friends. My mom gets a little nervous sometimes. I have to call her after every single one of my fight and tell her how I did, whether I win or lose. And she's always real supportive. She always tells all of her coworkers, how I'm doing, or she'll see it in our newspaper. And my brothers, man, they're super proud of me, man, because I was always the run of the family. Now, I'm a professional. I'm 3-0, and I bet they're proud, man, to see their little brother, keeping on with the legacy.
No, for sure, man. I'm sure they brag about it and say they taught you everything, right? I mean, they gotta throw that in there, bro.
Oh man, my oldest brother, man, he's always, man, he's always like, man, we taught Matthew that right there. We taught Matthew that.
No, man. Well, of course, man. I mean, I'm sure they taught you other stuff as far as pride and being able to take that into account. Like, I mean, because obviously, I'm sure there were days you woke up and you didn't want to train, but I mean, they made you kind of like, okay, you know what, I got to get up and run or work out.
Yeah, man, I'm like those days like that, man. I'd always just be like, man, you know what? What would my brother Jesse do? And my brother Jesse, man, he ain't one to sit around. He'd get up, whether it be 10 degrees outside. He'd bundle up, man, and go outside and run. So I would just think about like, man, what would Renee do? Renee would go out there and do this, and this. But for the most part, man, like I'm carrying on my family's my dreams and their hopes, man. So it'd be disrespectful for me not to go out there and work as hard as I can, man. I gotta do this for myself first and foremost, and I gotta just do it for my family as well, man. They believe in me. My friends believe in me. My whole town believes in me. My whole city believes in me. I just got I got a lot of good supporters, man. And every time I feel like not training, I just think about all them. I just got to just keep on pushing. I also got to, put this into consideration too, man. There's someone out there training just as hard as me, so I got to go out there and train harder than all them.
No, no, for sure. And of course, your opponent is local, right? He's from South Dakota.
No, he's from Florida.
Oh,
But
okay, okay. I was gonna ask because going into another state, man. I mean, so both you guys are gonna have no local support except your corner. I mean, I'm pretty sure a couple of family members will be popping up on both sides. But I mean, is that always a factor, man? When you fight outside your town, like hearing the boos. I mean, this past in San Angelo, man, people are going crazy, bro. I mean, a lot of the locals were losing, so But I mean, does that bother you when you're in the cage?
man, to be honest, not really, man, because I know those people that are booing me, they can't go in there and fight for this dude. It's just me and him. That really doesn't affect me, doesn't bother me. I just kind of just every time I walk out to the cage, man, I have tunnel vision and I only have two things in my mind, and that's just to destruct and destroy my opponent, man, and just rip his head off, and so I can take that head home with me.
No, no, for sure, man. And I'm sure you'll make space in your room for another head, right?
I got room. I got room on that mantle, dog.
There you go, man. There you go. And bro, I gotta ask you, man. I mean, of course, training. Are there days that you wake up and you don't want to train? I mean, what is it that you kind of like? Okay, like you said, some they're training out there, and some people are training as hard as you, and does that kind of motivate you to kind of surpass that and keep going?
Yeah, man. Man. So days that I don't want to go out and train, man, I just think about the responsibility I have in my gym, man. And I can't let down my teammates, man, and my training partners, man, because if I start slacking, they're gonna think it's cool to slack too. So I got to be there every single day, man. Even if I'm hurting, of course I might bitch and moan, man, but I'm always out there, man, helping everyone out and helping teach class, man, because that's my responsibility as a fighter, and that's got to just like with Lee and all my other teammates, man, I've got to just show them that and in order to be at the top in this game, you have to work just as hard as everyone else.
No, for sure, bro. And of course, I mean, like you said, you don't live in Lubbock, so how far do you drive like every day when you go train out there in Lubbock?
So where I'm from, it's Loveland, Texas. It's about 27 miles away from Lubbock, so it's about a 30-minute drive every day.
And plug in the name of the gym for me, please.
So we train out of Victory Combat Sports Academy in Lubbock, Texas. It's down Woodrow Road, and we're affiliated with Grappler's Lair. That's John Moore right there.
No, no, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, I'm pretty sure you got a lot of bodies to train with. I mean, I know. Can you throw some names of some of the people helping you get ready for this fight?
So my main training partner for this fight camp, it was Lee Fregoso, Luis Luna, John Yanis, Heath Carroll, Kaiser Del Busto, and Debray Anderson. Those are some of the teammates, man, that I had training with me consistently, and of course all the other jiu-jitsu students that we have at our gym. And they've all helped me prepare for this fight.
And now, of course, I mean, when you first started training, I mean, you said you started with boxing. I mean, what fighters were out there that you were looking up to? I mean, other than teammates, I mean, what fighters were in the UFC or other promotions that you were like, man, I want to do that. I want to be like that guy.
Man, so some of the people that I used to watch on TV were, and that I'd see like locally, Javier Mendejarez. He's man, I've known him since I was a kid. Man, him and my cousin used to be best. They still are best friends. And he was one of our local fighters, man. And man, I used to see him. I'd be like, damn, this dude's badass, man. TJ Wahlberger.
Oh yeah.
I was starstruck, man. Whenever the first time I saw TJ fight on TV, every time you'd see that Texas underneath like little introduction, you'd be like, damn, that guy's from Texas. I got a root for him, man, automatically. Man, Steve Carl. Man, Leonard Garcia, Luis Luna, Big Head, Derek Campos. Man, I just still look up to all those guys, and I respect them so much, man. Like they show up to the gym every now and then, man. And they give me a lesson or two, and I'm really thankful for it. Everything that they've taught me. I'm real young in this game, man. Those guys are veterans, man. So every time they try to teach you something, you got to just open up and listen, man, because that's it's just knowledge, that's just knowledge right there, man, that they can spread and give you.
No, for sure, man. I mean, all those names you threw out, man, I've seen them all fight live, bro. I know Wahlberg out there in King of Combat. I mean, LFA, Legacy Fighting Championship, of course, back in the day. So, of course, man, I mean, all those are veterans, man. I mean, I've been in this sport for over, I started training myself in 2000, bro, and it's just the media aspect was started in 2005 for me. But it was more like I figured, like, you know what, I don't want to get punched in the face, man. I'll just stick with the media, get you guys interviews and help you guys get out there, man.
Yeah, man, we really appreciate, all of you guys doing all the media for, like, local and, Texas fighters, man. It really means a lot to us because, some of these, well-known, reporters and all that, they really ain't doing too much for us, man. But you guys, man, you guys are helping us get our names out there, and that that really means a lot to all of us, man. We're just trying to make it to the top.
No, for sure, man. And I know, I mean, there's plenty of media outlets here in Texas, man, and I see their work, bro. And I mean, I'm not a hater. I mean, I see what they do, and I'm like, man, they're doing the same thing I'm doing, and differently as far as with their platform. But they're always going after the local fighters. They're going after the guys that nobody knows yet, because once you guys get up there, get to the big show, it's gonna be hard for me to get you guys on here, bro.
Nah, man. The way I see it, man, like, you're over here interviewing me whenever, I'm young and I'm young in this game. I take that to heart, dog. Like, if you ever need an interview in the future, if I do make it, I'm gonna make it to the UFC or Bellator. But I'm always down to do an interview, man. I'm not one of those dudes to be like to act like I'm too good or anything like that, because I always know where I came from.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have to go through your manager, but I'm sure you'll give me that interview, bro. But man, I mean, as far as management, man, do you guys have somebody, or is it your coaches doing all the paperwork?
Right now it's just me and my coach is doing all the paperwork right now, man. I really don't see the need right now to get a manager. That's something to look forward to in the future, but not anytime soon.
No, you want to keep all your money right now, right?
Yeah,
bro. But let me ask you, man, as far as I mean, the future, man, like you said, you're still young in the sport, bro. And I mean, I saw you when you started fighting, and I said, man, I mean, you were still young. I mean, you are still young. So, I mean, what is it that, say in 5 years, I mean, what are you looking at to be on? I mean, of course, the bigger promotions, but I mean, are you looking at investment? Are you looking at maybe starting a business?
I think within 5 years or so, 5 years from now, man, I could have my own gym, man. Who knows? Could be a UFC champion in the next 5 years, man. It's just all about how hard I train, and I just got to just keep on grinding, man, because 5 years, a lot can happen in 5 years. I think about my career 5 years ago, and it's completely changed, man. And just 5 years is a lot of time to think about all these things, man. But maybe a gym in the future, but man, who knows? I'm taking every day by itself.
No, definitely, man. And let me ask you, bro, as far as your nickname, Mighty, where did that come from, man? Who gave you that nickname?
Man, I kind of gave it to myself, man. So growing up, I used to watch a lot of Marvin Hagler, and his nickname was the Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I always thought that had a nice little ring to it. So I was like, man, what sounds good? I can't steal Marvelous Marvin from from Hagler, so I got to think of something else. And I always just thought about, like, my amateur career, my pro career, and I was like, man, I'm pretty mighty, dog. I just have that mighty spirit in me. I'm never never one to quit. I'm a hard worker. People look up to me. It's like, man, mighty sounds pretty damn good.
It does go well, man. I'll admit that, bro, because I heard it and I said, man, it fits you, man. And I'm not gonna lie, like I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the interview. I mean, when I saw you, man, I mean, you were tall, and I was like, man, that can't be. For some reason, I kept hearing the word mighty, and I kept thinking of like Mighty Mouse. You know, I kept thinking of I was like, man, this guy's maybe probably short and stocked up or something. And you're tall, bro. Like I said, I mean, 5'11", man. That's pretty tall, bro.
Yeah, I'm tall and skinny, dog. Tall and skinny.
No, but I was going to ask you on that, man. As far as your reach, I mean, obviously you utilize it, right? I mean, you use your reach to keep your distance and, you know, pepper your opponents.
For the most part, man. Sometimes I run into people that have a you know, longer reach than me, but I try to use my size to my advantage. You know, for the most part, whenever I go out there and fight, you know, of course, I like to utilize that jab. But man, the way that I see my fighting style, man, I'm kind of I use my feet a lot more than my hands. You know, if someone throws a punch, I'm using my feet to get up out of there. You know, and throw a little bit of kicks every now and then. I really don't like to throw too many kicks, but yeah, man, for the most part, I like to just use my feet a lot more than my hands whenever it comes to, you know, evading punches and all that. Every now and then I'll use my reach just to, you know, get that measuring stick. But yeah, man, the height comes into play.
No, for sure, bro. Because I mean, like I said, dude. I mean, 3-0, man. I mean, of course, you know, October 14th is gonna be 4-0. So I'm looking forward to that, man. And are you gonna be on the UFC Fight Pass?
Man, I don't think I'm gonna be on UFC Fight. I saw the fight card, man. I'm the second to last fight on the prelims. You know, if someone falls out, I'll be the fight that they post on Facebook before the main card starts.
Okay.
But
you never know, man.
But yeah, you never know. They could change up the fight card last second. But I'm taking one of my friends with me, and from what we were talking about, he's gonna sneak in his camera and he's gonna try to record the whole thing. We're gonna try to post it to my Facebook page, man.
No, for sure. And of course, I mean, they share it as well, man. So, I mean, either way, I'm going to be watching. I mean, like I said, I'm a huge fan of the UFC Fight Pass. I mean, there's a lot of great promotions on there. I mean, the best one for myself, you know, LFA, of course, man. I mean, they definitely have a lot of more fighters that have been champions and, you know, are, you know, actually still in the UFC, man. I mean, they're all over the place, bro. So, of course, man, I mean, come October 14th, what can people expect from your fight?
Man, what people can expect for my fight October 14th. Man, expect me to go out there and just, you know, push the pace, man. I have to take this dude out. I have to go out there and kill him, man. Like there ain't no friends in this game. I got to go out there and just rip this dude's heart. Got to rip his head off, man. I can't go to a decision in this fight. I got to go out there and either knock him out or submit him. But either way, you know, I'm gonna come out victorious with my hand raised, and I just don't see this guy winning, man. I guess it's trained too hard for this. I have a wider skill set variety. You know, this dude's in trouble, man.
No, for sure, bro. And of course, man, at the end of the segment, I mean, I always like to ask you guys to plug in your sponsors, man. I mean, who's helping you for this fight?
Man, so my number one sponsor was Klein Electric for this fight. I had Cody Duncan, Cody, Bullion and Coins. I had Frontier Dodge. They really helped out a lot. Perseverance Athletic Apparel and Idalou Dental and Quality First Constructions. I didn't shout them out for my last fight, but they helped out a lot, man. And yeah, man, you know, all those people they reached out to me and helped me. Oh, and out of this world gun shop. You know, they picked up that sponsorship for this fight, man. I got a lot of good people, man, that see the vision and they want to be a part of this and help out and support, man. And you know, every little bit, man, it helps me. And man, I just really appreciate all of them, man. They've helped out a lot.
No, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, come fight night. I wish you the best of luck, bro. I thank you for giving me a few minutes.
Hey man, I appreciate you having me, man. It really means a lot, man. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are giving us a platform to speak on, and you know, you are helping us get our names out there.
No, definitely, man. Don't hang up yet. Everybody else out there, of course, this is Spider, the mighty Mateo Gonzalez, of course, going into action for LFA 144. This is October 14. Watch out. Follow the guy. For everybody else out there. Till next time, follow up.
Coming for that belt.
There you go, brother.